Good day to IR Dr. Azani. I am Chaviran from Group 23. My group members and I will present on the Wood Waste project for BAA 4222, Engineers in Society. So, I'm the group leader for this group, and my group members are Umayfan, Kang Kiwat, Saifan, Lim Hadran, and Muhammad Luman Al Hakim. So, this is the table of content for our group.
Good day to IR Dr. Azani. My name is Maven. I'm going to present about the introduction. Engineering has revolutionized in the way of world works with remarkable innovations and inventions emerging over the past few decades. However, there have been unforgettable technical disasters. These incidents are often caused by design failure, under or overestimations, acting on incomplete knowledge, ethical issues, or other causes. Examining previous examples of such failure allows us to better understand problems that come with engineering projects, as well as to enhance the safety and reliability of future works. In this context, the purpose of this study is to investigate engineering failures that have been happened in the past 10 years, with the emphasis on accidents that occur either during the construction process or after the construction was completed. For example, bridge failure, building collapse, man-made slope failures, and other disasters offer useful lessons for the engineering community. In this report, we will stress on 3 examples of engineering failure, which are Champion Tower Sub-Condominium in Society collapse in June 2021, Florinda International University Pedestrian Bridge collapse 2018, and Penang Tanjung Bunga Man-Made Landscape 2017. Champion Tower South, a 12-story, 136-unit condominium building, partially collapsed on June 24, 2021. Only 3 people escaped in the initial collapse. After in-depth examinations revealed a number of elements that most likely contribute to the collapse, they found that the collapse is due to poor structural design and a significant lack of maintenance. For example, water infiltration in pool deck result in the corrosion of rebar within the reinforced concrete. Other potential causes include soil subsidence, inadequate reinforcing steels, and building malfeasance. Before the collapse, both residents and homeowners association had reported issues with the buildings, despite attempts to repair and waterproof the underground bridge situated beneath the roof deck. Water often penetrates the area. Next is Florinda International University (FIU), located in Myanmar. On March 15, 2018, a pedestrian bridge measuring 174 feet in length, which was intended to link Florinda International University with the city Swiftwater, collapsed while still being constructed. The collapse resulted in the loss of 1 employee's life, along with 5 motorists who were waiting at the traffic light beneath the bridge. After the investigation, OES found that the FIGG Bridge Engineering, who served as Engineer of Record (EOR), failed to identify the potential collapse risk of the bridge when it is suspected in hours before the collapse. Besides, during the construction stage 3, the bridge structural design area contributed to this collapse. It was determined that the area involved a miscalculation of the resistance to sliding within the connection between the walkway surface and the supporting truss structure. Next, I will pass to my group member, Saifan, to continue the third failure.
Thank you, Mayfern. Good day, everyone. My name is Saifan. I will continue present about the third failure, which is the Penang Tanjung Bunga Man-Made landslide in 2017. On October 21, a significant landslide took place in Tanjung Bunga, which is a suburb of Johor Town in Penang, Malaysia. This incident occurred at a construction site for 2 49-story residential towers where workers' quarters were situated. Landslide claimed the life of 11 workers, including a local resident and individuals from Bangladesh, Indonesia, Myanmar, and Pakistan. Hence, this incident brought attention to the issues surrounding health site development and safety regulations in Malaysia. It prompted discussion and investigations into the causes of the landslide, aiming to prevent such incidents in the future. So, during the presentation of the Commission's report by Penang Chief Minister Cho Kun Yeol, stated that the landslide was an accident that had been waiting to happen for some time. He emphasized that a series of acts and omissions lead to the slope failure as the forces acting on the slide exceeding the soil's resistance. Cho also mentioned that the incident was not an overnight occurrence but was preceded by warning signs from nature. Unfortunately, these warnings were either ignored or insufficiently addressed. So, human negligence was identified as the main factor behind the landslide, and the findings of the Commission of Inquiry point to a series of successive acts and omissions, including negligence by the design engineer, inadequate supervision, and the failure to address warning signs from nature. So next, I will pass to next presenter Kyu Hwat to explain about the ethical issue for these three engineering failures.
Thank you, Stephen, and good day to Dr. Hazani. My name is Kang Kyu Hwat. Today, we will explore some common ethical issues that may arise in project procurement processes. First, issue of influence. Actions that can negatively affect procurement decisions, like accepting gift, entertainment, or bribery. Second, perceived impropriety. Behavior or communication that give the impression of unethical or compromising relationship intention. Third, conflict of interest. Engaging in personal, business, or other activity that go against the lawful interest of one employer. Number 4, confidential and proprietary information. Unauthorized disclosure or breach of confidentiality and proprietary right. Number 5, reciprocity. Inappropriate or incorrect agreement that can compromise fairness and integrity. Lastly, applicable law, regulation, and trade agreement. Violating legal requirement, rule, or trade agreement. Next, we will discuss the ethical issue for professional engineer in the cases we stated before. Firstly, the Champion Tower South Condominium 2021. The engineer in charge of the building structural design may have done something wrong by not thoroughly examining and addressing structural problems that residents and the homeowner association point out. This will raise questions about the engineer's behavior and responsibility if they needed to follow the proper rule and standard when designing and constructing the building. One ethical issue is whether the engineer informed the homeowner association, local, and other about the danger and structural flaw. Making mistakes during the building design, construction, or operation can lead to failure. The calculation shows that the resistance to punching shear, a type of force, is already exceeded by just the weight of the building itself. This means there are problems with the design of the building structure. Engineer has an ethical duty to follow building construction rule, law, and standard. Neglecting this obligation raises concern about professional ethics. Secondly, ethical issue for professional engineer in Florida International University Foundation Bridge Collapse 2018. The engineer in charge may have been acted unethically by not recognizing the bridge potential collapse during the inspection. These are doubts about engineer's ability to identify defect and potential danger and ensure the bridge safety. It concerns whether the engineer properly communicated significant crack to the relevant people. Not sharing important information and concern could be seen as unethical. If the engineer made wrong estimation and design mistake, it raises ethical questions about following engineering standards and protecting public safety. Engineering firms should highlight through calculation. Open and transparent communication about design changes, structural concern, and construction issue is important for accountability and raise ethical concern. Lastly, the man-made landslide in Penang Tanjung Puga 2017. The consulting and design engineer may have acted unethically by overlook warning signs from nature and not properly managing the slope design and construction. Doubts arise about their expertise in assessing slope stability and carrying out necessary design and supervision procedure. Ethical concern emerge when they must follow local guidelines and recommendations for slope stability, raising questions about their professionalism and responsibility. Lack of communication about danger and warning signs to the stakeholder, and failure to address issues reflect ethical shortcomings. Negligence in slope calculation, underestimate groundwater level, delay response to crisis, and remote supervision while messaging and contribute to ethical concern. The Board of Engineers Malaysia (BEM) took disciplinary action against the engineer, underscoring the ethical nature of the situation. Continue improving and staying informed about industry practice are crucial to avoid such failure and ensuring social well-being. Next, I would like to pass the presentation to Huan Ren.
Thank you, Kyu Hwat. Hi, I'm Lim Hwan Rem, and I'm here to present the ethical issue for the contractor. The collapse of Champion Tower South condominium is Surfside collapse. Florida raises potential ethical issues related to the contractors. The contractor's ethical responsibility is to ensure quality workmanship and construction practices. It raises concern about the contractor's commitment to quality and safety when they neglect necessary maintenance, ignore problems that have been found, and fail to fix structural damage. Contractors must follow construction codes, laws, and industry standards. Failure to adhere to standards, carry out necessary repairs, and prioritize safety raises ethical questions regarding responsibility and professional behavior. Therefore, contractors should conduct risk assessment and implement risk mitigation strategies to prioritize public safety. Contractors neglecting identified structural problems, water infiltration, corrosion, and inadequate reinforcement still contributed to the buildings to collapse. Next, I will talk about the Florida International University pedestrian bridge collapse in 2018. The contractor's ethical role is to apply quality control procedures for detecting and correcting building flaws. Failure to address serious cracking issues raised by workers question the contractor's dedication to quality assurance and safety. Contractors should work successfully with professional engineers and stakeholders during the building process. Any questions arise by neglecting to identify building issues or design flaws that contributed to the collapse. Contractors have an ethical responsibility to follow building standards and industry best practices. Another failure that caused the bridge collapse is that contractors failed to use suitable building practices or address reported faults about professional behavior or accountability. The contractor's lack of monitoring, examination, and design analysis contributed to the bridge to collapse due to the design flaws and miscalculation. Today, I will talk about the man-made landslide in Penang Tanjung Bunga, which happened in 2017. Contractors involved in Penang Tanjung Bunga landslide may face ethical issues. Contractors have a moral responsibility to analyze and manage construction site safety. Ignoring the safety officers' warning and allowing workers to work near dangerous slopes puts the company's commitment to safety into question. Contractors should follow safety standards to minimize accidents and safeguard workers. Ignoring safety precautions and allowing workers to operate in dangerous environments creates ethical consideration about worker safety. Contractors have an ethical responsibility to interact with other professionals and stakeholders successfully. Lastly, failure to address warning indicators and mishandling of natural signs contributed to the slope to collapse. That's all from me. Thank you. I will pass to the next presenter to continue our presentation.
So for the third part, which is lack of professionalism, first happened in Champion Tower South condominium in Surfside collapse, which is happened lack of design standard and code in this works, which is the construction of a luxury building next door triggered the collapse of an already fragile. The major structural repair works on the adjacent 87 Park Tower cause of collapse. The Champion Tower South was improperly designed and poorly constructed because during the repair works, the building beside the towers, there will cause of maybe some vibration or anything works affected the tower, so they easily collapse. So in this report, in this research, show the engineer's slow pace of standard development, that the designer of innovative new product will never have standard and codes to dictate their design decision for the Champion Tower condominium. Second cases is Florida International University pedestrian bridge collapse. This has happened during the works. Involve the public and also workers. So this is happened due to lack of communication skill, because the bridge collapsed when at present stage of construction consists of single concrete spanning approximately 174 feet and weighing approximately 930 tons. The concrete bridge was cast at a nearby off-site location using what is known as ABC, which is accelerated bridge construction, and transported to its final location. ABC provide a minimal traffic disruption, but this is a construction activity preceding the collapse. The bridge and had structural design deficiencies that contribute to the collapse during construction stage 3. So the crack on the bridge occurred due to deficient structural designs. So there is some of lack of communication skill by engineer to deliver the method of construction to workers that will cause of misunderstanding between workers in workplace. So it will cause of failure during the construction method and lead to failure in project during the works. So it involves the public and workers also. For the third part, for lack of professionalism is lack of safety oriented. This is during in the case of man-made landslide in Penang, Tanjung Bunga in 2017. So the director of Perunding KAA, Sdn Bhd, Mrs. Koh, filing in his duty to prepare engineering calculation for the temporary slope at the project. So where is the fatal landslide occurred, and therefore had failed to ensure the safety, health and welfare of all workers at the site. So as a site engineer, it is necessary to make sure their safety, workers' environment during construction works, and try to manage the site will not affect the public activities. But the Perunding activities in Berhad was charged under Section 15, 1 of the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, in which as an employer, it had failed to provide engineering calculation. So for the temporary slope where the fatal landslide occurred, and therefore had failed to ensure the safety, health and welfare of all workers at the site.
Based on the examples of engineering failures stated in the introduction, it may be related to Environmental Act. Environmental Act is an act to prevent, reduce and control of pollution, as well as the improvement of the environment, and includes provision to related matters. In Malaysia, acts related to the environment is Environmental Quality Act 1974. This law encompasses various aspects such as the maintenance of air and water quality, effective waste management, remediation of contaminants, ensuring chemical safety, and promoting resource sustainability within specific area. Specifically, this law addresses matters such as the establishment and approval of plants, limitation on discharge, prevention of atmospheric pollution, control of noise pollution, prevention of soil pollution, protection of inland waters from pollution, and prohibition of the discharge of oil and waste into the Malaysian water. The first section that is related to the failure is Section 19, Prohibition against causing vehicle, ship or premises to become prescribed conveyance or prescribed premises. Without prior written permission from the Director General, it is prohibited for any individual to construct a building or use a land for a purpose that would classify the land or building as a prescribed premises. From the collapse of the pedestrian bridge under construction near Florida International University in Miami, it can be seen that the consultant or contractor may not have the concerns from Director General of Environmental Quality, causing the miscalculation but not person realities. Another section is Section 20, Requirement and Approval of Plans. For any proposed work, building, erection, or alteration specified in Section 19, it is required that an application be submitted to the Director General. This application must be accompanied by the following: detailed plans, specification, and control equipment information, if applicable, pertaining to the proposed work, building, erection, or alteration. Then, a layout plan that clearly indicates the location of the proposed work, building, erection, or alteration in relation to its surrounding areas. These requirements ensure all necessary information regarding the intended project is provided to the Director General, facilitating a comprehensive understanding of the proposed development and its potential impact on the environment. From the incident of collapse of Champion Tower South, one of the main reasons are inadequate reinforcing steel. Civil and structural consultant has to bear the main responsibility of this incident since they were designed for whole structure. Besides, the inadequate reinforcing steel may also caused by a contractor. Contractor may cut corners in order to reduce the construction cost and increase the profit. Hence, detailed plan being submitted must be checked deeply in order to identify the main cause. Other than that, landslides at Lengkok Lempat Permai, Tanjung Bunga can also be related to Section 20 in Environmental Quality Act 1947. From this incident, it is shown that all the relevant documents had to be submitted, but the contractor does not follow the specification. The contractor showed negligence by ignoring the safety officer's warning about the unstable slope and allowing workers to work near the bottom of the slope, resulting in its collapse. The section that is related to the failure is Section 46E, compensation for loss or damage to the property. In the case that an individual has been found guilty of an offence under this Act or its related regulation, the court has the authority to impose not only a penalty for the offence, but also to order the convicted person to compensate any other individuals who have suffered property loss or damage as a direct result of offence. The court will determine the appropriate amount of the cost to be paid by the convicted person based on its description and evaluation of the circumstances. As happened on the collapse of pedestrian bridge under construction near Florida International University in Miami, one of the workers with 5 motorists who were waiting at the traffic light beneath the bridge lost their life due to this incident. Besides, 8 vehicles were crushed due to this incident. Hence, both the contractors involved in this project and the consultants associated with it shall bear the responsibility of paying full and fair compensation to all the victims affected by the incident that have occurred. Furthermore, both the contractors and consultants shall be subject to legal charge and held accountable for this offence. As a result, all the stakeholders in this construction project have the responsibility to adhere to the Environmental Act and ensure the well-being of workers and the public. This Act provides guidelines and regulations aimed at ensuring sustainable practice and at the same time reducing the rate of disaster from happening.
In conclusion, this report highlights on significant engineering failures such as the collapse of Temperance Tower South Condominium in 2021, the Corridor International University pedestrian bridge in 2018, and the Pening Tanjung Bunga landslide in 2017. Those incidents underscore the critical role of ethical considerations and professionalism in engineering projects. Factors such as inadequate structural design, insufficient maintenance, and failure to address reported issues were identified as contributing factors to these failures. To address this issue, various acts and regulations have been implemented. These measures aim to ensure effective clean-out and remediations, prevent further environmental damage, and hold accountable the parties responsible for their action to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. That's all from our group. Thank you.